What has your child done that is technically wrong, but you were proud of them for doing it? My 12-year-old son got suspended for destroying school property. Here's what really happened. There's this kid Marcus in my son's grade who brings the same peanut butter sandwich every single day. My son noticed Marcus never ate it, just stared at it for a few minutes, then threw it away untouched. This went on for weeks. My son thought it was weird, but didn't say anything at first. Then one day, Marcus looked really pale and weak during PE. He told the teacher his stomach hurt, but my son overheard him whisper to another kid that he was just hungry. That's when my son put it together. Turns out Marcus is severely allergic to peanuts, like EpiPen level allergic. His mom packs him peanut butter sandwiches because she doesn't believe in allergies and thinks he's faking it for attention. She told him if he ever complained about his lunch at school, he'd be grounded for a month. Marcus was literally starving at school, too scared to tell anyone because his mom would punish him for lying about being allergic. So my son hatched a plan. He started asking me to pack him 2 lunches, said he was going through a growth spurt and was extra hungry. I was happy he was eating well, so I packed double everything. Every day for 3 weeks, he'd sit next to Marcus and slip him his extra sandwich under the table. Turkey and cheese, ham and lettuce, whatever I packed. Marcus would eat it. This worked perfectly until last Tuesday. Marcus accidentally grabbed Tyler's regular sandwich instead of the safe one. Within minutes, his face was swelling and he couldn't breathe. The school nurse had to use his EpiPen and call an ambulance. But the school launched a full investigation into how the contamination happened. They interviewed every kid who sat near Marcus. That's when they found out about the lunch sharing. The principal called it unauthorized food distribution and suspended my son for putting another student at risk by circumventing school nutrition policies. When I got to the principal's office the next morning, they were treating my kid like he deliberately poisoned someone. The principal, Mrs. Henderson, had this whole speech prepared about liability and proper procedures. She kept saying my son interfered with another family's dietary choices. I sat there listening to this nonsense for about 5 minutes, and I looked at her and said, "So you're punishing my son for feeding a child whose mother was slowly starving him? Well, we have policies about food sharing to prevent exactly this kind of—" "No," I cut her off. "Stop right there. You have a kid whose mom was committing child endangerment by forcing him to bring food that could literally end him. And my son was the only person in this entire school who noticed this child was starving and tried to help." Mrs. Henderson started stuttering about proper channels and speaking to guidance counselors. "Proper channels?" I said. "A 12-year-old shouldn't have to be the adult in this situation. Where were the teachers? Where were you when this kid was throwing away his lunch every single day for months?" I pulled out my phone right there in the office. "Who are you calling?" she asked nervously. "Child Protective Services, because if you're suspending kids for preventing abuse, then clearly this school needs adult supervision." I called CPS from that office while she watched, gave them Marcus's full name, described the situation, and mentioned how the school was more concerned about their policies than a child's safety. Mrs. Henderson's tune changed real quick after that. The suspension got wiped from my son's record that afternoon. Marcus was removed from his mother's custody the next day and now lives with his dad, who packs him actual safe lunches.